Drinking buddies. I am quite excited for this one. We are doing 15-year Kentucky straight bourbon, extremely small batch blinds. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. In our left corner here, we have Calumet Farms 15. This is going to be a batch size of 19 barrels, so pretty darn small. Single rack Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's believed to be sourced from Barton. Next up, we have, in this corner, Sam Houston 15, 105 proof. This is going to be a batch size of only 3 barrels, 15 years, 6 months old. This one says it's sourced from Barton, right on the label, which might be why this one can't do it, because they have an exclusivity with putting their Barton thing on this label. Or maybe it's an exclusivity with Costco. Either way, that one says Barton on the bottle. Last up, we have Willett, 15-year Kentucky straight bourbon. This one's a single barrel. They picked a cherry 15-year-old bourbon, made an extremely small batch of it. It's got to be really good. I should be able to pick this one out. This one retails for about 100 to 125. This one retails for 125. This guy, I'm going to put right here because I don't know. But I'm sure it costs a lot more than that now. When it was new, it cost that much. Don't really know that much about the Willett. It's not disclosed, but it's one of these 3 glasses. Let's see if I can find it, or let's see if maybe I can beat the sample. So glass 1 is a little bit of peanuts and oak, cherries, honey, like orange blossom honey. It smells really good. This is peanuts. There's a little bit of heat coming through. The fruitiness on the palate changed from being cherries on the nose to being something more like pear. There's a little bit of a pear thing going on in that. So peanuts and pear, caramel, cinnamon. A lot of classic bourbon flavors going on there. I would call that good, not great, off of my initial taste. Could change. Now this is a completely different nose. This is dark chocolate and cinnamon. Something baked like this is like a chocolate croissant. Really, really good nose. Man. Definitely had a better nose than it has a palate. It's good. There's a little bit of a mesquite thing going on there. Is mesquite a word? That's probably just coming from all that extra time in the barrel. So a lot of oak, cinnamon, peanuts again. Both of these I had peanuts on. And I don't believe there'd be any Jim Beam or Heaven Hill up here, but there's peanuts on both of these guys. Cherry syrup. Yeah, it's funny. The second sip tastes completely different. This is pretty complex. The first sip was like really peanut buttery heavy, and kind of like a silky texture, and it completely, the second time I go in is more like a cherry syrup thing that has almost like a viscous, thick texture to it. So wild stuff there. That is, I believe that to be quite a bit better than glass 1 off initial tasting it. Now, When I've gone through them a second time, I've changed a lot of times when I'm doing this, so that could change. Now this one is the first one that smells really old on the nose. This smells like a old attic, antique bookstore, an old record shop. Jimi Hendrix is playing in the background. Sweet honey, like a mesquite barbecue's roasting next door. There's a good nose. You smell it. So far, each nose got better. Okay. Yeah, that one is oaky. It's funny that all three of these are 15 years old, but that one's really got a lot of oak going on. That almost reminds me of Elijah Craig 18 on the flavor profile. There's just a small hint of something nutty, but not peanuts, more like a walnut. Yeah, that's walnutty, and you get a little bit of that like old book flavor going on the palate too, like smelling old dusty books. Yeah, that's complex. These two are really standing out as being really good, and this is standing out as being kind of okay compared to the other two. I think all I can really do right now is go through them again. I'll fast forward through this part so you don't see me doing the same tasting notes twice. Before I move on, I want to say that the second time I went to this one, now this one's got a really medicinal cherry thing going on that seems to have replaced the peanut. So I don't know, maybe my palate is all over the place today, but I do like that better on the second taste. Now we'll move on and fast forward. I'm loving the medicinal cherry on this one. This one is like medicinal cherry. It's not like Luden's cough drops. This is like Hall's cough drops, but not in a bad way. It's really good. This one is more like cherry syrup you dump all over some pancakes. And this one's like old library books. Very, very oaky. Wild ride there. I wanna do my thing, but I think maybe I might be picking the Willett last. Well, let's see. So this is my favorite, but the extra oaky quality that's coming off of it that almost gives me a little bit of a mesquite vibe reminds me of this AZ3 Sam Houston. Now, I have not had this bottle in probably a good 6 months, maybe slightly less than that. Probably had this bottle in about 5 months. But I think I remember it tasting like this, and I think my favorite is Sam Houston. I'm like 99% sure this is the Calumet, and it's my second favorite. And then this one's my third favorite. It's the Willett. I'm hoping that I'm wrong and this is the Willett, but then again, it's a good sign if these bottles that are way more readily available than that Willett that is like super limited, you buy it the day it comes out, it's gone forever. These sit on shelves, and these kind of sit on shelves. I mean, usually when my local Total Wine gets them, they're sitting there for about a month and then they're gone. These Calumet, I can literally buy them all day long for $100 in Tucson. One of the few bottles that hasn't gone up this year, it actually went down. But yeah, these Calumet 15s are really good. I'm like 99% sure this is that. Let's find out if I got any right. The queen sweep might even be a little bit embarrassing because if I'm queen sweeping this, I'm picking the Willett last. And that kind of scares me. So I'm going to go with my second one first because I'm like 99% sure this is Calumet. There should be a C on here. C for Calumet. This one to me just really doesn't taste like Barton as much as it tastes like just that cherry syrup, and like it's got a great cinnamon note to it. Really solid bottle. That was my second favorite. Let's go to my least favorite, which I think might be the Willett. Oh, thank God. I didn't queen sweep it, but my least favorite was the Sam Houston. My favorite was the W. It was the Willett. Why did I want to pick the Willett? Well, I didn't really want to pick the Willett because it's insanely hard to find, but I feel like if I didn't pick the Willett, I might look like a little bit of a fool. Because it's a really heavily sought after bottle, a one-of-one type thing. They took one cherry barrel to make this bottle. Whereas these two were some blends of some stuff that Barton was probably willing to let go. They were willing to let this stuff leave, whereas this was cherry picked put in this bottle. So if I didn't pick the Willett, I was going to be a little embarrassed about it. While drinking buddies, my favorite was the Willett, my second favorite was the Calumet, and then my least favorite, unfortunately, was the Sam Houston. Still a really quality bottle. And this actually backs up that my palate has stayed pretty consistent, because the last time I tasted this bottle, I had it in a blind up against the Calumet, and I slightly preferred the Calumet over it. So that's good to know. My palate has stayed consistent. And this, musty old record store is a bottle that, it's pretty good. Those purple tops are pretty tasty. Well, drinking buddies, I really appreciate you watching this 15-year bourbon flight. We will see you on the next one. But before you go, we need to talk about my new website, imyourdrinkingbuddy.com. If you have a moment, go check out my merch. I got some great t-shirt designs, and you might like them. If you don't buy anything, don't worry about it, but go check them out. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.